Talk now to Rob Harris, sports correspondent for the Associated Press. He's in Lisbon for these games. First of all, Rob, I guess reaching the final is perfect way for PSG to silence the critics.
Yeah, when you've spent so much money assembling your squad, there will be those critics if you aren't winning European football's biggest prize. And PSG have played 110 Champions League games and more than any other team, and having never reached the final, where they will be back here behind me at Benfica Stadium on Sunday night with a chance of finally lifting the European Cup. And it really was a night when particularly PSG's attacking front three clicked. There was the harmony, the connection that really proved too strong for Leipzig to stop. And we saw the veterans like Angel Di Maria at 32 making such an impact with a goal and 2 assists, and his goal was set up by Neymar. It was really a night when he delivered. If we think back to the previous 2 seasons when PSG were knocked out of the Champions League in the last 16 against Real Madrid and Manchester United, there was no Neymar that night. He was out suspended, but he really helped to drive the team forward last night and establish himself as a key component in the team, and just show why he will be so important to them on Sunday night behind me in terms of whether they can beat either Bayern Munich or Lyon.
Okay, let's talk about Lyon, Bayern Munich. Do you think the French side have a realistic chance of winning this one?
When you've knocked out the Italian champions, Juventus, the Premier League champions from last season, Manchester City, you have that hope that it is possible to knock out even a team that has just crushed Barcelona 8-2. But what we saw in that absolutely devastating performance from the Bavarian Giants the other night was the attacking might they have, and particularly Lewandowski, who has scored for 8 consecutive Champions League games. He really is such a lethal force this season in front of goal, 54 goals, and he is going to be hard to stop. But Lyon do have this dynamic and young midfield, and it's a homegrown midfield as well. You've got Kakare at 20 and OR at 22, and I think this is very important for Lyon tonight in terms of progressing, because keeping the squad together is going to be even more difficult when so much of Europe has seen the impact this squad can make.
Rob, let's talk. I know it's a bit soon to talk about the final, but who do you think will win the Champions League?
Well, of course, it very much depends on who Paris Saint-Germain's opponent will be. I think the blockbuster game that so many are looking for will be the Bayern Munich-Paris Saint-Germain game. Really to cap what has been a great couple of weeks of football here. It's a unique format, the fact it's all final 8 teams gathering in one city, single games rather than over 2 legs, and it's really generated a new sort of buzz for football rather than these quarter-finals, semi-finals and final being spread out over 2 months. It's obviously only being put in place because of the pandemic, and you couldn't really imagine 8 teams getting together in one city if fans were allowed, because it'd be quite a logistical exercise. And also, if you weren't having these 2-legged games, then you'd be missing out on the fixtures which help to generate the broadcast revenue, which ultimately funds the players that we see on stages like this.
Rob Harris, sports correspondent for the Associated Press, thank you very much for that.